Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order for November 17th, 2025. We're going to go around the room with roll call, starting to my left.
Casey Kaiser,
Linda Cross, Jen Cummins,
Mike Casperger,
Larry Blunt,
Perfect Gales.
Casey Daly, manager.
And Gail Barron, and we do have a quorum of the fair board. So first thing we need to do is approve the minutes from our October 20th, 2025 meeting.
I move for approval of minutes.
A second.
Hey, there's been a motion, a second to approve the minutes from October 20th, 2025. Any discussion? All in favor?
We're gonna do a roll call.
Oh, we can do roll call. Sorry, my brain was out left field.
Casey Kaiser votes aye.
Linda Cross votes aye.
Jen Cummins, aye.
Mike Casperger, aye.
Larry Blunt and I.
And Gail Merritt, aye. All right, Casey, do we have any public comment?
None online. Any in the peanut gallery?
Okay, so tonight we need to have appointment of prospective fair board member applicants interview committee. So now that we're short one member, we still have 3.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to see Linda Cross this committee. And then we need 2 other fair board members to serve on this. Remember, we passed that fair board members will interview the fair board applicant separately, not together.
Right, yes.
So
That was approved at the November 5th county court meeting. And you guys had chosen option 1, which would be 3 members individually interviewing prospective board members. And then at the following meeting, you could bring all of your opinions and all of your research to that meeting and make a decision.
So you can either volunteer tonight or Linda Cross can reach out to a committee.
I would like to have Jen join, if she would like to.
Okay.
Should be good. Anybody else want to volunteer for that?
Yeah, you wanna? I mean, if Casey and Larry and I are working on we might as well split the duties up.
Sure.
So I moved that Gail Merritt, Linda Cross, and Jennifer Cummins make up the 3-member panel to interview the prospective board members individually, and then bring it back to the council or the board for approval.
Also good that.
Okay, there's been an motion and second, and that was a long motion. You're done? All right, to appoint Linda Cross, Jen Cummins, and Gail Merritt to the committee that will interview prospective fair board members individually. Did I get that one? All right, any discussion? All right, let's go to my right this time.
Larry Blunt and I.
Mike Casperger, aye.
Jen Cummins, aye.
Linda Cross, aye.
Kaiser, aye.
And Gail Merritt is an aye, so the motion carries.
No discussion on that. When do they think we could get that posted? Any idea, Casey?
So the position will be posted Wednesday. And it will run through the 24th of December. For your information, it will be out there, Linda.
Okay,
Okay, and then, the way it would work is, we would really only have a week until the new firm started.
are we gonna have one opening? Or
We have
2?
1 opening right now, and we just got the application from member Casper to be reappointed if so is approved, so. Right now, we have the 1 opening.
Okay,
And so procedurally, does Mike need to be interviewed too? So the county court, and the county attorney said that they do not need to be re-interviewed. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
they have
need
to
to
agree.
be re-thought.
And that's what I was told by Commissioner Husey.
that's
and
good, though, that's
so,
great.
Yeah. And so even though with the resignation of a fair board member, the new one would be full term because it would become.
Correct, become January 1, the new term.
Because of the timing.
Right.
Because of the timing we have.
Very good.
Okay.
Wow.
Mike McKay resigned his
I knew that.
position, so we're talking about a board member, but it's a person, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, we are down to board member reports. Casey?
Have none.
I don't have anything.
I don't know,
That for me.
Larry?
Yeah, I have a couple things. As you recall, during the last meeting and subsequent meetings, we talked about some potential work that needed to be done on the bleachers for safety issues relating to some loose boards, some stair treads that need to be replaced. Casey and I met with Marshall Bex. We went out and we spent quite a bit of time out there and walked the whole thing, and we found a couple things to our surprise. There's a lot of supports and a lot of members that were strapped together with some metal strapping that had broken. So there's a lot of it that's broken that needs to be supported by some angle iron and some of that sort of structure. Marshall did a test on one area to determine how much material and time he would have involved in going down the entire length of the bleachers. And you know, it's a lot of bleacher, particularly if you got the runway that needs to be re-screwed and some boards replaced, in addition to all of the, not just the steps up the bleachers, but also some supports in the actual seating area. We got a report back from him. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong here. We got a report back from him that he believed he could accommodate and make the bleachers safer and do what we thought was the best way to go about it for approximately $8,000. $8,500 on a cost plus basis for material and labor, which is the only way to bid that stuff or look at that stuff, because you know, you really don't know how many stringers you need to replace or how many boards or something like that need to be done. Casey and I are confident that he understands the task at hand and that was reasonable and fair, and move for consideration or any questions relating to that particular portion of construction and upkeep. And you know, we've talked many times about just the need for some work on some facilities and structures that are used a lot, and this would make it safer and hopefully get us down the road with.
So Jen, just for your knowledge, Marshall Beck is the one who built our Caldera building, and I think that was very word
building too.
It's the same.
Yeah. Yes.
The jockey building was renamed last year. They called it. What's that?
Okay.
And I don't know if he's thought he could get on it pretty quick.
Yeah, he was just kind of waiting to see what kind of guidance that you all gave him.
I would suggest that we move forward with that for safety reasons and with upkeep in general purpose maintenance.
So where does this money come from?
So it will come out of our capital account, which we currently have. This is in your report, in your reports tab. We currently have $408,898 in that account. Where did it come from?
I would suggest that we move forward with that. It needs to be done. Most definitely.
So I would suggest a motion and just to acknowledge it.
Is that a motion?
Yes, yes.
I'll second
Hey,
whatever motion that was.
I made a motion to give them the our approval to move forward with the repairs on the bleachers and sidewalks, whatever, the stairs.
Do you need to state the amount or?
How about a not to exceed?
That sounds good.
$8,500.
Okay, not to exceed $8,500.
Hey, there's been a motion and a second to approve 8,500 for repairs to the grandstand bleachers not to exceed 8,500. Any discussion?
So the 8,500 was the like initial bid, including labor, all that.
Yes,
Okay, cause I heard. But I thought with a caveat that it could go higher based off of material labor. But no,
Well, I guess there's a chance of that, but what the motion is just to approve that amount,
it would have to come back as a change order.
Okay.
If we did exceed that.
Hey, roll call vote.
Jason Peddler votes aye.
Linda Crow's eye.
Jen Cummins, I.
Mike Casper, aye.
Larry Blunt and I.
Gail Merritt, aye, and the motion carries.
One other report, construction project, so we talked about the need to refurbish, remodel, revamp, tear out, gut, however you want to look at it, the existing men and women's restroom in the arena area here. As you recall, it's kind of, they're each a two-part bathroom, both male and female, separated by a door in the middle. Oftentimes, the outside door is unlocked to allow people attending events outside to come in a portion of that restroom, men's room or ladies' room, and then the door that's locked between the two. Sometimes it's open and the whole thing is available. More often than it's not, because it's just a maintenance issue and such. So Casey and I have gotten an estimate to completely gut all of the men and women's restrooms, cut a hole in the CMU wall, the brick wall that's between the two bathrooms now, take that door out, make that a cased opening so all the urinals and all the ladies' stalls are available all the time, which would improve it greatly. All of the existing fixtures would come out. So new ADA approved compliant urinals, toilets, stalls would be installed. The floor would be ground to the concrete and epoxy for easier cleaning. Part of those bathrooms still have the old 12 by 12 stick down linoleum tile. New exterior doors, so they're easily locked, open, closed with the ADA approved closers. FRP on the wall, as you know, FRP is the plastic melamine, easy to wipe down wall. New floor drains, new vents, new lights, new heaters in there, new texture on the ceiling and painted, new mirrors, new hard surface countertops. So you kind of get a picture in your mind. Will be a total new men and women's, way more accessible to all attendees, ADA compliant, as I mentioned. And in addition to that, opening the entire thing up so there's not a line when you have a thing like a hospice event or such as that. All of these urinals and toilets will be more water friendly, more flush control. And the estimate we got was 200,000, which I can tell you in the business I'm in, that's not unreasonable. It's fixtures and labor and plumbing and electrical is very expensive. So what I would recommend we do is, and Casey just gave a capital, budget. Balance we have in an account, 408,000 from a leftover, not leftover, from funds left from a grant that we got how many years ago?
At this point, it's been 3.5, but this was the balance of our $2 million grant.
So with fixing the bleachers, that'll take us round numbers to about 400,000 in that account. And the potential of a remodel with these bathrooms, which are desperately needed, an additional 200 off that. It should also be mentioned that Casey and staff has applied for what's the grant?
Travel
Oregon grant, which is also 200,000. Haven't heard word on that. Casey is 50-50 on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a bathroom remodel is a very
Travel Oregon, a bathroom remodel, not very sexy.
Yeah.
But in terms of making our facility nicer, in terms of making it more ADA compliant, user friendly, and just cleaner, nicer for the nice things that we have here. I recommend that we move forward with having the county write an RFP to accommodate bids for said improvements to the men and women's room. And so we just need approval to move forward with that. We'll keep the committee appraised of when the RFP is completed and goes out, what kind of response we get, what the final cost bid would be before we make final approval on the expenditure. Is that accurate, Caitlin?
Yes.
Does the committee need to meet and decide if that's the direction they want to
Well,
go
I
with the
think
money?
at this point, the whole board is the committee.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that Larry left out is we'd like to see this accomplished by next year's fair.
Yeah, that's
That's completed.
By fair time.
I have to say, it was kind of a mess down here yesterday with all the barrel racers and all the Christmas in the Pine crew. And the ladies' room was locked from the outside, so we had to go around, and I think only a portion of the restrooms were open.
No, they should have all been open all
Anyway.
the way through.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we talked about, we get this done, there should be a new policy about, there won't be a center door anymore that's locked or that sort of thing, that the entire men and women's sides will be open. I counted the stalls and stuff at one time, but it would significantly increase the usage from both sides.
Both sides, so you keep
Yeah.
the outside,
Both sides. Yeah.
both sides.
It'll be a new door, exterior door with a lock. So, it might not, stay unlocked all the time because of the value of what we're putting in that, but during activities and stuff. Yes. But to have the foreground, epoxy, so you can clean it. New plumbing, new drains, new. Also talked about staking the pipes and stuff, making sure will accept, waste better. Be beneficial.
Is that the ones that right across the street from the pavilion?
Right here.
Oh, right here, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you keep people from shortcutting the line and go up through, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
But we have some nice, hospice events coming up. People are dressing for that.
Right.
And one thing that's nice about our fairgrounds and fair facility, we do a great job here of something going on here all the time.
Right.
And to better accommodate that and make people feel welcome and stuff, I think would potentially attract some additional events in there if we accommodate it better. I do. I like it. And Auburn on that project that moved down the road.
So is that something we need to,
Yeah, I think what I would suggest is a motion to just instruct staff to prepare with the county attorney documents for an RFP. Because of the dollar amount of 200,000, it will have to go out with full.
It's,
so moved?
I'll second it.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second to direct staff to work with the county for to prepare documents to go out for an RFP for the press room project. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion?
Actually, I do. Because, I'm sorry, just looking at it from a building standpoint, those bathrooms over there by the bleachers are horrendous.
Yep.
That would be the, sorry about that. I would like, how do you get those updated? Because those would be the ones, I mean, these are nice, in my opinion, compared to those, but those are better than a porta potty.
But
But those are only used like during the roundup and the rodeo, where these are used overnight, all year
In my
round.
opinion, in a perfect world, we get through this project and we still have some capital money left and we may get some of the grant money and then we can tax, I agree with you that work that building needs to be worked on pretty bad.
but these bathrooms during fairs or big events are a nightmare. They're constantly getting plugged up, cases constantly calling somebody to come down. I do agree that it's time for them to be updated and improved to handle.
In terms of the capital projects, I recommend we kind of just take a bite of the apple at a time and see what we have funding.
Right.
And I would put Kerry Foster Hall on that list too.
Yeah,
Additional.
definitely, yes,
Exactly,
yeah,
there's not enough there.
right.
Okay, so. Are you ready for a vote? Let's start to my left.
Larry Blunt and I.
Mike Casper, aye.
Come inside.
Linda Cross, I
Casey Kaiser, I.
Gail Merritt, aye. So you can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We will get started.
We'll have new bathroom, repair time, hopefully.
Like that would be amazing.
Do you have somebody in mind to do the work?
Well,
But it needs to go out.
But I mean, it would go out, but you know, companies that,
Yeah, I know Vex Construction that bid on it, and there's probably a couple other in town.
Okay.
So.
How would that affect us if we have events? Would we just not be able to?
yeah, we talked about that, we'd have to have timing with that and potentially bring some of the nicer. Portable units if we have to. So there might be some additional expense there, but we'd have to talk about timing.
Yes.
And such, so if we could get cracking in the spring and you know, we'd probably have early procurement of some equipment, so we weren't down very long. Or we weren't waiting for parts.
And do you know, Casey, will they actually do an RFP or will they just go out to bid?
No, because it's 200,000, it would go up. Actually.
RFP for a hard bid, yeah.
I will say the last time we went out, we got one bid back. So. Yeah, who knows what will happen.
And that's okay, I was just curious, the contract procurement process, it would be a request for a proposal or a hard bid or.
Yeah,
okay, well, thank you, Larry, for working on that.
Yes, thank you. Those are both projects that both need to be done.
we need to play this.
All right, Parker, we're up for your first report.
Oh,
I don't have anything to report.
It is
This is
perfect.
my going into my third full week, so
We should be all trained up then.
a lot. I'm trained up, I just don't have anything to report yet.
Okay,
It'll start coming once We've already had a few people ask about fairs, just we're contacting some vendors from last year, trying to find some new ones, so trying to just kind of get a head start on fair because it makes me nervous, but
Okay, we'll look forward to next month.
Yes.
Hey, Casey, financials.
So in your reports tab is the latest and greatest. I think we've talked about the $2 million grant, the operations fund is the first. The $2 million balance is there, and then fair has not changed from last month. So if there's any questions, please let me know, and if I can't answer them, we'll get the treasurer that prepared this to answer any questions that you guys might have.
And the print, figure out.
I was gonna say, it's so nice to be able to
Yeah.
read it.
That's good.
Yes.
And if something pops in your head after the meeting, feel free to contact Casey on the financials.
Any questions?
All right, then Casey, we're down to your report.
Okay, my manager's report for November 17th. I'm pleased to report that we've secured the carnival for 2026.
Yes.
He doesn't want to go any longer than that for right now, so we're happy to see that. With that being said, I did present at our last board meeting the prospect of punching in new driveway right after the archway, so we can bring cars in off of the main drive and not bring them all the way up to the rabbit barn and then back around. So we did get a price from Ray Merrill Contracting, and we can get that done for $7,500. And that would be removing of the pavers, the new concrete aprons, the fill gravel to bring the road down in, and then take it around. And the reason that's going to be critical is the carnival will take half of our parking lot again this year. And so we think that that's probably a safer and more effective way to get people into the parking lot. So I'll be working with Ray to see if we can maybe make that happen.
I think not only fair, but like weekend before last week, we had the market in Risley. I think it'd be safer for cars going in that.
Yes,
And
yes, yeah. I think it would be better year round to have that.
Legislative updates, the governor's asked all the departments, including administrative services, where our lottery dollars come from, to prepare a budget that's got a 5% cut. So just be prepared. There's a $370 million kind of deficit in this upcoming session. So that is a possibility out there. So just keep that in mind. The Kennedy property is in the process of being cleaned. Bartlett Construction's been out there for probably 2 or 3 weeks now, trying to get all of their piles moved. And the burning is going on as we speak. As soon as that gets done, because we tried to go over this morning and start our piece of it, there's just too much equipment in the way. So I'm just going to hold off till they're done. And we'll start hauling our dirt. But as soon as that's done, the Kennedy property will be completely clean. So we're Carolyn.
Carolyn.
The other Kennedy,
Miss Kennedy.
Miss Kennedy,
Geneva,
Geneva's one of them, would like, so the Kennedy donated that property to the fairgrounds way back when. And had a very specific ask for it to be used for additional parking and events at the fairgrounds. It kind of lost its direction for a little bit, so we're kind of reeling that back in right now. And so it's being cleaned so we can designate it for parking and other events at the fairgrounds. So that's where we're at with that, so. The travel grant we spoke of, we applied for that. We've also applied for the Facebook grant, community action grant. And the way that was applied for, we're talking about new technology for an upgrade for Perry Foster Hall, so we could do Zoom and multimedia presentations in Carrie Foster. So we're hopefully going to keep our fingers crossed on that one. Talk about the carnival, we secured it for 2026. We will be attending the Western Fairs Association conference in Reno, January 18th to 21st. So we're pretty excited about that.
You and Parker.
Parker and I will be going on that. So we might be calling on the Fair Board to help us cover some of that time that we're gone. Between the county and the Fair Board, I think we can get it done. I know Gail's helped out and so is Linda, so we're good with that. We had 3 non-generating events in November so far this year. We had County College that was here on November 12th, which was citizens from the county that came in and watched the presentation. We actually did a tour of the fairgrounds in the People Mover. Then the health department did their presentation, and then the veterans did their presentation. ASMAth, which is the testing from the Crook County High School, will take place in Carrie Foster on the 20th. So we're looking forward for that. And then we have had OSEC do their practices in the evening. With all that being said, that's all I had from my managership. Unless anybody's got any questions.
No questions for Casey?
No,
Oh, gosh.
good job, Casey, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
When, and you may have said it, I didn't hear it, when were you hope to hear from either of those grants?
So the travel Oregon grant, essentially the way that the grant process works is you submit your grant. They will notify us with a letter of intent that they're interested in our grant, on our proposal. Then they would take it to their committee would agree to fund it, and then we could move forward. The Facebook community action grant will be, I believe it's awarded around February. They'll have a number of that. And it's a pretty well applied for grant throughout the community. There's a lot of different groups that apply for that. So that will be in February.
All right, any more comments for Casey or the group? Anything for the good of the order?
Our next regular meeting is December 15th. Though we get pretty close to holiday, but let me know if that works for everybody.
Oh, the 15th.
At 15, it's the third Monday in December.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, if there aren't any more comments, our meeting's adjourned.
Oh, we need a motion.
Oh, we need a motion. Sorry.
I second. I move that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. To my left,
Casey Kaiser votes aye.
Linda Cross, I.
Mike Casper, aye.
Larry Bland, aye.
Gail Merritt, and I. Meeting adjourned.